Week 6 of the 2019 NFL season is here. These are my picks right here, and we're gonna start with the Carolina and Tampa Bay 9:30 game in London. Um, they already play already week 2, and the Bucks lost. The Bucks actually won 20-14. I'm sorry, but there was a totally different team back then. Cam Newton was struggling. My boy Kyle Allen right now, he has 5 touchdowns, zero interceptions. And I say in my video before last week, I was gonna look up Cam Newton's contract situation. Well, Cam Newton has 2 years left in his contract, about scheduled to make about 19 million per year. He will become an unrestricted free agent at the end of the 2021 season. So he has 2 more years left. But why would you pay a guy $20 million a year if he's struggling when you can pay a guy who's 23 years old, much younger, he's rolling, he understands this offense, and you can pay him maybe 7 or less because he's in his rookie contract right now. So you got more money to play around, more money to build around. Christian McCaffrey is rolling right now. My boy is leading the league in rushing. This is gonna be a totally different game. I actually wish it was in Tampa Bay because I live here. Maybe I could probably go and watch that game. That seems like it's gonna be a good game. Uh, I don't know if the home field advantage will be too much over there in London. Over here in Tampa, it's hot as hell. So I don't know. I don't think Tampa can sweep Carolina. So I'm gonna go with Carolina just because they're rolling. Like I said, my boy Christian McCaffrey and Kyle Allen, they're in the same page. Plus Carolina has a good defense. The last game was pretty close, 20-14. So it was a one possession game. I think Carolina got this week 6. Seattle versus Cleveland. Seattle starts to getting hot right now. They're 4-1. They don't really ever start that good. Um, and they are in a tough division. You know, they have the Rams, they have Arizona, they have San Francisco who's playing good. They need to start they need to keep winning. They need to fucking just keep winning and don't let take advantage of the Rams. The Rams had dropped 2 back to back, and they have another tough game, San Francisco and LA, which stay in the division. They need to take advantage and win this game. So I'm gonna go with Cleveland right here. I'm sorry, with I don't know why I always read the fucking team that I'm not picking. I'm going with Seattle over here. As of for Cleveland, they just got exposed against San Francisco. They are a hot mess. I got to see OBJ in the sideline trying to talk to the player, trying to be a veteran, trying to be an example like everybody wants him to be. But he's trying to do too much because I also saw him receiving a punt and trying to return, changing from left to right, the field with holding the ball with one hand, and then he fumbles and leaves the team in a worse situation. Instead of trying to help him out with a big return, he keeps fucking up for Cleveland, So now this is another good game. Houston at Kansas City. Ladies and gentlemen, this is week 6. This is where we start dividing the kids from the men. We're gonna make some fucking good picks. We're gonna make some money this week. And Houston, whether you like it or not, Houston is a better team right now. Houston looks good. They against Atlanta. I know it's Atlanta, but Deshaun Watson has 5 touchdowns and almost 500 yards that game. Their defense is playing good. Kansas City got exposed against Indianapolis. Their defense is not that good. It hasn't been good for a couple of years now. Just Patrick Mahomes had 1 touchdown in the last 2 games. Just Kansas City is waiting for. I think everybody has the blueprint to beat Kansas City right now, which is being physical, cover man to man. You can say that. Thank you to New England. You can everybody write a letter to New England, send a letter to New England because I feel like we did the blueprint. We shut them down for half of the game in the championship game. It's hard to contain that team the whole game. You're not gonna go the whole game with just scoring them 10 points. But Detroit put a good fight against them. Indianapolis actually holding for about what 13 points. But it's just hard. It's just hard. It's not gonna happen every week. And Houston has the same defense, kind of like Detroit, kind of like New England. The same. They all falling from the same tree. So I think they're gonna go over there into Kansas City and beat Kansas City. Deshaun Watson's playing good, lights out. Oh shit! I almost dropped my phone. Sorry about that. Washington and Miami. Ain't really too much to say about this game. Miami, I don't really see them winning. One game this year. I really don't. That's how bad I see Miami. Washington right now it's favorite over Miami for 3.5 points. Just it's kind of funny actually. 3.5 points. They just lost their coach. I have no idea who's gonna play for Washington as a quarterback, but whoever plays is probably better than Miami. So I'm gonna go with Washington right here. And once again, I don't like when I start hitting either all the visiting teams or all the home teams. But I just don't. This is actually a way they in London. Cleveland had mess. Kansas City has problems. They have problems. Miami, I can't really. It's hard for me. I mean, you can probably pick Kansas City out of those four, but geez, it's hard. It's hard to go. Patrick Mahomes, I feel bad for the kid. He's gonna become this Kansas City team is gonna become like the Green Bay Packers. They're gonna depend on one guy and one guy only, Patrick Mahomes. The minute that he goes down, and I'm gonna tell you one thing though, he's one hit away to fucking go down. The man is not that big. The man is not that strong. He's already banged up. He has a fucked up ankle. So all it needs is one fucking hit, and if he's out, you're gonna see Kansas City losing the rest every single game the rest of the fucking season. Like I say, I feel bad. I always like talent to play in the league. I would love for them to protect him, but it's just you're gonna have to pay him a lot of massive money, and it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. Um, Philadelphia and Minnesota. Minnesota needs to get their talent together. Quarterback situation with Kirk Cousins and Stephon Diggs. I don't know what's happening. The running back is doing their thing. Delvin Cook is rolling. Is second in rushing this year. Their defense is good. So they just need to get it together and on offense. It looked like they got it together last week. They actually looked good for a minute. Oh, it's I say for a minute because they were playing the New York Giants, and no disrespect to the Giants, but I mean they're kind of rebuilding. They got a little sparkle, a little energy from the rookie quarterback, and they play a good couple of games. But Minnesota has a tap defense, and it was too much for the rookie quarterback. So Philadelphia, they're not a bad team. They 3-2. It's just that like I don't really know what kind of team are they gonna show. It's gonna show. They can win. They can play good. They look good. They went and beat Green Bay at Green Bay, so they look good there. But then they come and lost against the Lions, and it's like, jeez, it's like you're like, Lions are not they. I don't think they're a bad team this year, but they're not a great team either. Philadelphia to be the Super Bowl contender that they want to be with the talent that they have in the roster. I mean, you should be able to go and beat Detroit over there at Detroit. So I'm taking Minnesota at home with that defense. If this game would have been at Philadelphia, I probably would have taken Philadelphia. But on the road against Minnesota, I like my chances with the Vikings. New Orleans and Jacksonville. Boy, I'm gonna tell you something though. New Orleans has surprised me with Terry Bridgewater. I mean, he's a veteran quarterback. I was expecting him to win. If he played 4 games, I expect him to win 2, maybe 3 games. But so far, so good, man. I mean, geez, they actually start looking better and better every week. Um, Michael Thomas is a beast, like I say, is just a straight up beast. Alvin Kamara is a beast. The defense is good. I mean, I have him in the championship game before the season started. I was not expecting Drew Brees to go down, of course. So once he went down, I was expecting him to struggle a couple of games here and there. But they have proved me wrong, man. Jacksonville's playing good now. Minshew Mania is going down over there in Jacksonville, but they have a little distraction with Ramsey, and just I don't know. It's just they got a little issues there. So I'm gonna take New Orleans, going to take care of business in Jacksonville, Cincinnati, and Baltimore. Whoa, Baltimore can start separating from Cleveland. If they win and Cleveland loses, they go 4-2, and Cleveland will go 2-4. And then it won't matter that they lost against Cleveland. They can win the division. The Steelers, they're trying to figure out uh, who's going to be their quarterback. They're down to the third string quarterback. Cincinnati is just in a bad situation. Baltimore, their defense they look that great the last couple of weeks, but I think as the season gets together, they're gonna get it together. They're gonna play better. I feel like they're gonna win the division, and we should be able to see Baltimore in the playoffs, giving somebody a hard time. Hopefully not the Patriots, because I would hate to play Baltimore. To be honest, I don't know why. We gotta play them later on this year, but oh, this is gonna be another great game. San Francisco at LA. Whew, San Francisco looked really good against Cleveland. Really, really good. But if you watch the whole game, which a lot of people didn't watch the whole game, after halftime, a lot of people were like, well, this is over. I watched the whole game. And I'm going to tell you one thing, though. After the fullback went out, I haven't followed the report, and maybe I should, but I'm not going to have time to look it up right now. They look different, though. After the fullback went out, the running game went out. They looked different. Their protection was not there. I don't know what was going on. They just looked different the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. The Rams, they have dropped 2 games back to back against Tampa Bay and Seattle. Boy, I tell you what though, I don't see the Rams losing a third game. And San Francisco is undefeated right now. So San Francisco eventually has to lose, right? Um, you know, if you look at the numbers, if you look at the team, if you look at everything, you gotta go with San Francisco. But I have to get an upset pick here and there. And this is an upset pick right here with Houston and Kansas City. I'm gonna go with LA Rams. I just don't see him losing 3 games back to back to back. But if they do, this is officially a Super Bowl hangover. Super Bowl hangover, because there is no other explanation for the Rams if they lose this game against San Francisco. I mean, I know it's a great team against San Francisco, don't get me wrong, but losing 3 games like that in a row, wow. It's officially Super Bowl hangover, though. And might as well just go ahead and crown San Francisco, or it's going to be a race, a two-team race between Seattle and San Francisco. So, and they play later on this week on Monday Night Football. I cannot wait to see that game either. I definitely gonna watch this game, the whole game. It's gonna be an amazing game. Atlanta at Arizona. Boy, the Atlanta looks bad. Arizona looks like they start to getting their shit together. They're rolling little by little. They put a fight against the Lions, the Panthers, the Ravens, and Seattle. I know they lost all 4 games. Well, actually, they tied against the Lions, so their record is 1-3-1. I just there's something about Arizona that I like though, and like they're a young team. They're um Their quarterback Murray is pretty good though. I like him. He's short though. I don't know how I feel about him being that short, but I like it. I like Arizona over Atlanta, which Atlanta has to travel all the way across the country. That's always tough. It's always tough for a visitor team. Tennessee at Denver. Oh man, Tennessee is not a bad team though, but almost like Philly, you just don't know who's what team is gonna show up. They beat Cleveland the first week, and then they lose against Jacksonville, and then they lose against Houston. I mean, against Indianapolis, which they were expecting to win without Andrew Luck. I don't know, man. Their kicker had a rough game last week, missing 4 field goals. Their identity is supposed to be defense, um, and their offense, but their secondary is suspect in the defense. I followed. I used to follow. I used to listen to this guy on fucking YouTube about. It's a Tennessee Titans fan, and he used to talk about Ryan Logan and Butler, and even their safety, which he got paid massive money by her. I think all three of them are overrated, to be honest. Though their front four might be good, and their linebackers might be okay, but that secondary is suspect to me. I'm sorry, Benito, but that secondary is suspect. And then in offense, Mariota has not thrown an interception yet, but it's just like they need to find ways to give the tight end the ball a little more. Though. They don't really have an explosive receiver though. Something something has to start clicking over there in Tennessee. And I think it starts with the offense. They need to start rolling. They need to get the running game more. Get the fucking the big bag, get it going, and just do your thing on defense though. I I want to pick Denver because they are home, and I feel like the victory last week. I'm sorry. I feel like the victory last week against the Chargers will give him some momentum, especially at home. But I believe in Tennessee. I believe Tennessee is gonna put a fight, and he can take care of business over there in Mile High. Dallas at the Jets. Right now the spread is 7.5 for Dallas. I don't know if they can win by that much, especially if Aaron Donald comes back. He's supposed to come back this game, I believe. The Jets are a bad team, and they haven't won a game because of the quarterback. They lost their quarterback. Um, I like I say, I don't know if they'll put a fight against Dallas. I don't think they can beat Dallas, and I don't think Dallas can win by 7.5 with the quarterback. Which of course you got to think about it. He hasn't played in 5 weeks, 4 weeks, so he's not gonna come 100% and start balling. But I mean, this is his second year, so you think he understands a little bit of what the team is trying to do. Although they changed coaches and shit, I'm just gonna go with Dallas, man. I don't see the Jets upsetting Dallas. And Pittsburgh and the Chargers on Sunday night game. Wow, like once again, Pittsburgh is down to the third string quarterback. Don't really know if they have a chance against the Chargers. Um, a lot of people saying that this is a good season for Mike Tomlin to actually prove how good of a coach he really is, and be able to win games without your starting quarterback, which is something hard to do in this league. Yeah. Like I said, they don't. I don't see him having a chance. Just like the Jets, I don't see him having a chance against Dallas, and I don't see Pittsburgh going to LA, traveling across the country, and trying to win against LA. But that's why they play the games, right? Any given Sunday. So it's a gamble. That's why this is a gamble. For me, it's a gamble. But these guys actually, that's why they play the game. Everybody has a chance, man. And Monday night game, Detroit at Green Bay. Whew, I'm undefeated in Monday night games, so I do feel the pressure. Detroit is second place right now. The Bears and the Vikings, they got a better record actually than Detroit, but Detroit tied that one game against Arizona at the beginning of the game. I don't know, man. This one is a tough one. Green Bay at home. It's hard to pick against Aaron Rodgers at home, but they let me down once against Philly. And Detroit's been playing good. Was Detroit off last week? Yep, Detroit was. It's coming from a bye week, so you know what though? I'm rolling with Matt Patricia, Stafford, and the whole Patriots family over there in Detroit. We're gonna beat the fucking cheeseheads and take over that division. I actually see Detroit. If Detroit can actually go there and win this game, I don't care if they lose the next one when they play again at home. This is a statement right here, though. This is a win that is telling them we're gonna try to take this division. We're gonna try to win this division. So get in our fucking way, and you see what's gonna happen. If you play the points, I'm gonna go with 36. Just so I don't get too crazy. What's the point right now they got for that game Detroit? I don't know. I don't have it right here at hand. But anyways, so um I'm not avoiding the Thursday night game because I'm 0 and 5, but it is the Giants and the Patriots. And I do not want to jinx my team. But I don't hide on fucking tough questions. So, and I will not bet against my team. And this is when I go my first victory on Thursday night games. It comes week 6. I'm about to go 1 and 5. But we're taking over after this. Patriots got the Patriots don't. I don't want to say they have problems, but this is a normal Patriots team. They're trying to figure out their way. September, October, the first couple of weeks of October, they're trying to figure out a way. We've been lucky that we play bad teams, so that's why we won all these games. If we were to play one or two good teams, like if Ben would give us a good fight in week 1, I could see him dropping 1 or 2 games, and everybody, of course, will be. If we get to week 4, 2-2, everybody be like, "Oh, they done." But everybody's quiet, and that's the way I like it, quiet. So we're gonna shut some mouths down tonight, Thursday night game. We're gonna take care of business against the Giants. I'm gonna go to Buffalo Wild Wings and follow the Rays. Go Rays! If you follow baseball, we're about to take over fucking Houston. Week 6 picks are in. Best of luck for you guys out there. This is where we separate the kids from the men. I'm out. This is your boy Say.